Thank you. I'm happy to be here today. So, I'm Matti Kuha, and yes, I will today tell you something about serious gaming. So my topic is serious games industry in Finland, but I will also tell something about the cluster. So we have a cluster representing the serious gaming industry in Finland. Jipe just said that the gaming industry is a fresh, young industry in Finland. Well, we are even younger and fresher. So let's go on. One slide of me. So like it was said, I'm the chairman of the serious gaming cluster in Finland. And I also have my own company making outdoor game. So it's kind of serious game too. Let's go forward. So the cluster itself, it has a definition that explains what it's all about. We used some time to make this definition, so it is quite well shaped, I think. So we are a cluster of companies that are making games that has a primary purpose other than pure entertainment. So we have kind of pure entertainment games and then serious games. Of course, it's not that clear line between them. Something about the history of the cluster. There's one person that we need to thank about the idea of this cluster, and the person is Samuli Syvähuoko. I bet quite many of you know the name. He's a grand old man from the Finnish game industry, one of them. And he had the possibility to make a trip in Finland during 2013, and he gets to know to Finnish game companies and startups in Finland, everywhere in Finland actually. And during that trip he found out, or tour, he found out that there are plenty of companies making games that are not too entertaining, but that has some other purpose too. And necessarily these companies are not they have no serious gaming identity, and they have no serious gaming networks. So they are out of kind of support and network sharing. So the idea came to Samuli's head, how about doing this happen? There are some clusters made in the world, especially in America, US, but not in Finland. So he called all these companies involving my own company to first gathering in the end of 2013, where we decided together, yes, we should do it, we should have this cluster. And so we did it. So we actually, last year, 2014, we used quite much for organizing and setting up the cluster. This is why I say this is very fresh. Very first event we ever arranged was before /pre/event Game Cave, and it was successful. We had about 200 game developers, we had investors, we had, of course, almost all of our own companies there to get to know each other, to tell others about how we are doing. And definitely this year and the next Slush, we will do this again, much bigger. And now we are happily in 2015, and we have a decent action plan that we are now following, and yes, things are going well. This is our board and advisors at the moment. The function of the board is, of course, make decisions concerning this cluster, and then advisors are helping us with those decisions. We have quite nicely very many kind of experience and background with us, so we fulfill each other's. We have, let's say, we have a kind of common mind, but still we are open to new ideas, and we are having them. Then to serious gaming, what is it all about? I don't know how well you actually know this term about serious gaming, or are you totally on the entertainment side? Somebody is knowing. Okay. Okay, yes. You are telling exactly the truth there, so I will continue by telling that, because that will come quite soon. So actually this slide is about the big picture of serious gaming. This is made by us ourselves, but we want to share this with whole world. This is how we see serious gaming. So we have the real world, reality, all that we can see or what we are, like our globe, Earth, we as a human beings, and of course everything that is happening between us. So it means organizations and processes. On the other side, we have the imaginary world. So we have virtual worlds made, we have game characters living in those virtual worlds, and then we have, of course, game design, which tells then how these characters are living there. So quite similar issues actually compared to the reality and games. Now, is there any connection? If we think about serious games, it is the connections between these two worlds. So when we add game elements to reality, we are talking about gamification. And this is a well-known term, and actually kind of, let's say, the hype curve has passed by, but still it's there, and actually gamification is coming strongly right now. And then, new term to be added, the realification is something that happens when you have an entertainment games and you start to think how to add a purpose for it. How would I actually, with this entertainment games, how would I teach or make somebody to learn about history or move outdoors or something else? So that's something. I think this is now a new phenomenon that is happening, and we are very excited about this. So that's serious gaming in brief format. There is a lot of studies about serious gaming, and there are a lot of truths about serious gaming. So this tries to be the simple, to maybe wake up ideas and more discussion. And now about the situation in Finland. Like I promised, I will tell about the serious gaming industry in Finland. This is how we, through our member companies, see the field in Finland. What are the areas, the categories? First of all is education. It is absolutely the most popular area of creating and developing games in serious gaming. I think half of our companies are making educational games. Then health and wellness is a very important area and a rising star. We have a cooperation with Games for Health Finland, an organization from Kuopio, who are totally centered to this area. And I can tell that I see a lot of opportunities rising up here, especially in Finland. Environment, again, is a very Finnish kind of specialty. It is nature, it is going outdoors, it is about learning about the environment and nature and all the green values. So this is the Finnish corner, I could say, in the serious gaming. Then simulations are maybe the most visible side, I think at least, most visible side of what kind of copies are made of the real world, how can they be used to, for example, learn about social situations in real world. So very, very interesting area. And gamification is a bit different because, let's say, it has a bit different customers, it has maybe a big different angle to this area, but yes, it starts from organizations and processes and IT systems and it goes towards gaming. I have some examples of these companies. Songhai and Olli Valla will be talking today, so I won't bother you by trying to express what they are doing. I have this one single example. I think they have now something new also to tell about today. Then Skill Pixels are now raising high. They are now doing quite well in US and got nice funding last year and so on. They have this smart kid concept that they are spreading. So maths and stuff like that for kids. I need to check the time. Okay, yes. Health and wellness. So on that section, like I said, Rising Star. The first example company here is High Devil, which is actually developing no games but chairs, and actually games for the chairs. So chairs to keep your back well, or get your back well. So because you all know the causes of inactivity and so on. So okay, and then Kung Fu High Impact from virtual air guitar is moving, what is called, the Microsoft solution for getting the movement, you know it. Motion control games, yes. So they are making those games, thank you. And move people, why that? Environment, we have two examples. Mushrooms from Oyo Games. It's all about mushrooms. So with this game, kids can learn about how to identify mushroom, how to handle mushroom, and even they can go there and find mushrooms, take pictures, and share GPS location of mushrooms. So definitely environment and outdoors. And then Outcatch is a proof of concept game from the company that I come from, which is hunting a treasure outdoors. Simulations, like I said, we have strong companies, or strong openings at least, making these issues here. Drama Game, actually Tribe Studios behind Drama Game, have been doing this long time and are now going fast, I would say, Asia and everything. Industry Sim is very interesting. I have seen what they do. They actually offer you a factory with all the engines, and you can go there and start to change things, and you can see what happens. It's kind of, you can succeed or you can happily not succeed. And then the gamification part, we have two companies making that, Gravity from Digistars and then Snap platform from Game Layer. So they are adding game elements to environments that there isn't. There are all our member companies. I think you might know some of those names, at least Songhai, at least soon. Then maybe Skill Pixels, Bates, Ludocraft, Drama Game have been longer in picture, and then we have plenty of, anyway, of course, and then we have quite many fresh startups too. All these companies can be found from our webpage. Company locations, mostly southern Finland, mostly capital area. Half of the companies are from the capital area. And then Tampere is having Tampere and Nokia, the other point in Finland, and then, yes, I think there are plenty of these companies more coming, so this map will be different, I think, in a year. So, check 5 minutes, okay. Why serious gaming is the next big thing? This is now what I think and how I see it. I have been working for big IT companies before I came to the game industry, and what I have noticed is the great one light year distance between the world of making big IT systems from providers like SAP or Oracle EBS. I don't know if you know these systems. Please try them someday. And then the mobile-based, touch-based mobile games. So it's so completely different angle if we think about user. So system-centric and user-centric. I see game design as an answer to a much larger program than just to entertain people. It has solutions to actually change the world in much larger scale. Let's take the questions and comments afterwards, okay? So this is how I see it. It's a maximum level of usability. And it's a new way to learn. And what, of course, the basic issues like math and reading, also further studies already, new hobbies you can try before you go. Nature and outdoors, of course, we need to go there back where we came from. Exercising and health, inactivity is growing fast. Corporate training, especially, for example, simulations work for this. And culture and history and so on and so on. So a lot of issues that you can learn through games. And why games? Because they inspire you compared to some other ways to do it. I don't know if the learnable is real word, but it's self-learnable. So you can choose the time. Okay, 2 minutes. You can choose the time when you go and learn. And realizing by practice, because the game is working environment and repeatability. No, repeatable possibility to repeat and repeat. This is very important when you try to learn. And then I need to say that right now in the world, not only in Finland, there is a rising need for new kind of ways to learn and activate people, especially elderly people and especially people with learning difficulties. So a big help for them coming through serious games. And the last slide, and 1 minute. Strengths in Finland, education, great game industry we are having, our competitiveness, our public support is making much issues possible here. Our environment and definitely our Finnish attitude is helping us. Thank you. Now maybe do I have time for at least one question? Okay.
First, on behalf of organization, the one who organizing this, I'm Hanna Wikström from Partnership Services. I would like to ask you one question. So this serious gaming, could you just say in short that it's learning through gaming? Is that the core idea?
I think it's always behind there at least. Somewhere more straightforward, sometimes maybe not so straightforward. Yes, you can almost say that. Okay. Yeah. So learning or teaching or training. New habits at least, if not nothing else.
All right. And then I think we at least had you there. You have been really active. Thanks for that.
Apologize being so active in this for people, but anyway, I would like to ask about thinking about problems currently in most of the ITC companies currently come from the usability of the current development software. Do you think that gamification have some answers to these unusable user interfaces, most of the business application?
Yes, I think the way that the gamification has been handled recently is not necessarily the right way to bring the game elements. I think gamification is partly at least the answer, but the game design brought to end user and use cases. I think that's something that we should and we could and we can bring to IT design, IT system design. Yes.
Thank you.
Are we done? I think. Okay, one more question if we have time, do we?
All right.
Okay, yes we have.
You talk a lot about the learning games, and they've been around for like ages, different kinds aimed at children. So do you see, how do you see the difference between, let's say, like a learning program with game elements and then, let's say, like a game with learning elements? Do you think it's more important, let's say we want to teach elementary school children maths, the big problem I think has been that the games themselves are really not that interesting. So you feel like when you're playing them as a child, you feel like your main purpose is to learn, and then you don't really want to play those because they're not that fun. So do you think there's like has been some new thinking around those, how to engage people in those games, or why is this kind of subject on the rise again?
Okay, yes, I think I understood.
Complicated.
Yes, I think I understood what you asked. Of course, the gamification of games are not suitable for everything. Still, we need the traditional way to learn. So I think we shouldn't go in every section of learning, but still we can support learning. And what is, I think, the most interesting and I like the most area where children choose themselves. So if the game is not nice, okay, I understand very well they are not interested to play them, but if we have games that they would like to, after school and after all the läksyt done, they might then go and play and learn. So I see it is not, okay, again, different angles maybe to the same issue. Did I answer anything that you tried to ask?
Yeah, partially. I think my question was a bit confusing perhaps, but yeah, yes, you answered.
Okay, I at least tried. Okay, I think we are done. So it's my time to thank you all. Thank you.